Some big things starting to shake out in the NFL. 12 weeks down, and what's that? 5 weeks to go. Yeehaw, indeed. All right, so let's take a look back at the week that was. Week 12 of the 2019 NFL season, kicking off on Thursday night. The Houston Texans scored 10 unanswered points in the second half. Managed to do just enough to hold off the Colts 20-17. Switching over to the Sunday action, the Buccaneers overcame Jameis Winston's 2 picks as he also threw for 3 touchdown passes, and the Buccaneers beat the Falcons 35-22. So much for that little resurgence for Dan Quinn's boys. The Bills' defense dominated the Broncos. They bucked them pretty good, 20-3. The Bears kept their ever so slim, but yet technically alive, playoff chances going, doing just enough to hold off the woeful Giants 19-14. Mason Rudolph got benched. Bucky Hodges, whatever the fuck, who cares? He did throw a touchdown pass. 2 fourth-quarter Chris Boswell field goals lift the Steelers over the freaking Bengals 16-10. Although I think for Steelers fans, it was a lot closer than he would have wanted it to be. Mason Rudolph looked bad against the Bengals. I let you know how boo-boo he is. The Browns and Baker Mayfield got it going offensively. They were rolling on Sunday, smashing the Dolphins 41-24. Will Lutz hit a 33-yard field goal as time expired as the New Orleans Saints got just enough to squeak by the Carolina Panthers 34-31. The Jets defense, one of the real surprises of the day, absolutely dominated. They smashed the Raiders 34-3. The Seahawks defense forced 4 turnovers, doing just enough to help them hold off the Eagles 17-9. The Redskins got 2 field goals in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. And Dwayne Haskins, gets his first win as an NFL starting quarterback. Washington beats the Lions 19-16. Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry sparked the Titans' offensive explosion as they cruise past the Jaguars 42-20. Tripping my ass. Tripping calls my ass. Nonetheless, Cowboys yet again lose to another good team. This time the Patriots take them down 13-9. The 49ers defense confounded Aaron Rodgers and that Packers offense all game long. Absolutely brought it to him, smashing them on Sunday night 37-8. Lamar Jackson, that's all. Ravens destroy the Rams 45-6. What more really needs to be said? In terms of your winners and losers from week number 12, the winners, I go with the Houston Texans. That was a big win on Thursday night, coming off of that shellacking by the Ravens the previous Sunday. Short week, against a divisional opponent, gives them a game edge in the division. It was a huge win for the Houston Texans. Dwayne Haskins, first win as an NFL starting quarterback. He wasn't great, but he made a big throw or 2 here and there when he needed to, and did enough to help lead his team to victory. And then I look at the Baltimore Ravens, man, what more can you say? They're like a juggernaut, a machine right now. They rolled through the Patriots. They rolled through the Texans. And now they just got done rolling all over the Rams. Monday night, Lamar Jackson's first Monday night game, it was a big-time performance for that team. The losers of the week, the Philadelphia Eagles, really needed to get that game. While in the grand scheme of things, you didn't lose any ground on the Cowboys, that was a game that you had to have, and it slipped through your fingers. The Green Bay Packers on Sunday night, sometimes you're just going to have a bad game, and they certainly did on Sunday night because the 49ers just absolutely smashed them. Aaron Rodgers looked befuddled, and that Packers offense looked overwhelmed all night long. And then the Oakland Raiders. It was bad enough last week they had to struggle to hold off the Bengals and win there. Then they go to MetLife Stadium, and the Jets just housed them. When you're looking at this Raiders team right now, that wild card race in the AFC is full of suspect teams. It's a time where the Raiders should be establishing themselves and putting themselves a little bit of a notch above the other teams, and they didn't get it done here. That was a bad loss. And if you're a Raiders fan, you have to hope, A, that doesn't come back to bite your team at the end of the year, and B, you better hope that your team still makes the playoffs, because all the clowning you've done of my team, if your team ultimately does not, woo-wee! Can't wait for that one. Let's see what happens in a few weeks. Some of the top performers for the week. Baker Mayfield threw for 327 yards and 3 touchdowns again. The Browns smashed the Dolphins. Take that for what it is. Derrick Henry had 159 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. The Titans smoked the Jaguars. Chris Godwin had 7 catches, 184 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Emphasis on the God part of his last name. Ugh. What a beastly performance for him. Zach Ertz had 12 catches, 91 yards, and a touchdown, albeit in a losing effort, but still, Zach Ertz is a stud. And then when you look at a defensive performance from the week, I'll go with the Jets again. Held the Raiders to only 208 yards of total offense, only allowed 3 points. That's a dominant performance. And this Jets team over the past few weeks has started to figure things out a little bit. Which brings me to the 2-minute drill of this week. And it's just going to be a Lamar Jackson glow piece. I know you're getting plenty of that right now, but you know what? This young man deserves it. All the questions and all the knocks and all the criticisms on this young man coming out of Louisville. He's not accurate enough. He's not able to read defenses. He's going to have to play another position. He can't take it. And all he's doing right now through the first 12 weeks of the season is building himself an MVP resume. Right now it's between him and Russell Wilson, and Lamar Jackson's probably getting the nod as of right now. What he's done has been incredible. It's scary. And to think about it, he's only in his second season. This is only his first season as a full-time starter. It's amazing when a team identifies a quarterback, takes a quarterback, believes in a quarterback, develops a quarterback, and then orchestrates an offensive game plan and pieces on that offense around that young quarterback that fit around him that work. A lot of credit goes to the offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, head coach John Harbaugh, for saying, this is what Lamar Jackson is, this is what Lamar Jackson can do. Let's not focus on the things that he can't do or we perceive he can't do just yet. Let's focus on all these great and wonderful things he can do. And what a great story it would be at the end of this year to see the Ravens in the Super Bowl, for Lamar Jackson's draft interview comments to prove to be prophetic, say that he was there to bring a championship to Baltimore. He's a wonderful young man, great kid, and he was able to take all those distractions, he was able to take all that criticism and shut it out and use it to motivate him and just go out there and play football, man. And if anything, it should teach us all a lesson when it comes to the quarterback position. There doesn't have to be a true prototype anymore. All types of different guys can succeed in a variety of different ways. And if Lamar Jackson doesn't prove that to you, I don't know what's ever going to get that message across.